Okay, here we are looking at this question. So the question here is solve the equation 2d plus 7 over 6 plus d minus 5 over 3 equal to 0. Solve the equation 2d plus 7 over 6 plus d minus 5 over 3 equal to 0. All right. So the equation is 2d plus 7 over 6 plus d minus 5 over 3 equal to 0. So if you look at this equation, we have two fractions here. 2d plus 7 over 6 is a fraction, and I have another fraction. D minus 5 over 3 is another fraction. All right. So the first thing I would want to do is to resolve these two fractions into a single fraction. All right. Is to resolve these two fractions because I have two fractions here. I have 2d plus 7 over 6 as a fraction, and I have d minus 5 over 3 as the second fraction. All right. So the first thing I would do is to resolve these two fractions into a single fraction. So by doing that, the first thing I would do is to look for the LCM of 6 and 3. Is to look for the LCM of 6 and 3. So the LCM of 6 and 3 is 6. The LCM of 6 and 3 is 6. So 6 divided by 6 is 1, we use 1, times the numerator, which is 2d plus 7, bracket close, plus, which is this plus. 6 divided by 3 will give you 2, times the numerator, which is d minus 5, bracket close, equal to 0. So if I should open up the bracket, this is 1 times 2d. 1 times 2 will give us 2d, plus 1 times 7 will give us 7, plus 2 times d will give us 2d, minus 2 times 5 will give us 2 times minus 5 will give us minus 10. All right. So over 6 equal to 0. So what I have here, is I have 2d plus 7 plus 2d minus 10 over 6 equal to 0. So the next thing I'm going to do is to cross multiply. This is like 0 all over 1. 0 divided by 1 will still give you 0. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is to cross multiply. Since I now have a single fraction here. All right. Here you cannot cross multiply because you don't have a single fraction. But here I can cross multiply because I have a single fraction here. And I have a single fraction here. All right. So when we cross multiply, this will be 2d plus 7 plus 2d minus 10 times 1, which will still give you 2d plus 7 plus 2d minus 10. Because anything multiplied by 1 will give you that amount. Equal to 6 times 0 will give you 0. So the next thing I'm going to do here is to collect like terms. All right. Is to collect like terms. So by collecting like terms, this will be 2d. I have 2d here. So that will be plus 2d equal to 0, which is the 0. When I take this 7 to the other side of the equation, it will become minus 7. All right. When I take this minus 10 to the other side of the equation, it will become plus Plus 10. So 2d plus 2d will give us 4d equal to 0 minus 7 will give us minus 7. Minus 7 plus 10 will give us 3. So my 4d is equal to 3. So to look for the value of d, I will have to divide both sides of the equation by a coefficient of this d, which is 4. So this is divided by 4, divided by 4. So that this 4 will cancel out this 4. And that will make the d to stand alone. So my d will be equal to 3 over 4. This is the value of d in this equation. All right. This is the value of d in this equation. D is equal to 3 over 4.